Following the rising demands and exposure of NFTs, February was full of NFT projects. However, criminals always follow the money. Quite a number of RugPulls, blatant ones, sloped or cushioned ones, along with a few great projects. Magic Eden is a Solana coin marketplace just like OpenSea, in case you're wondering. I was rather happy that the people that I follow on Twitter never promoted any RugPulls. They have been hardworking doing homework for me until a lady who had 87,000 followers broke the record. I'm fine with influencers that accidentally or unexpectedly promoted a RugPull, but what I would not accept is lying about it, about not being compensated, and lying again that it was a one-time thing. Crypto doesn't lie, it's easy to trace and more cans of worms are open. A creator that has bad intention can mask it up and appear genuine until the day he or she took the money and go, giving all sorts of excuses like the community upset her, they aren't up to it. And the one thing in common, they don't return the money no matter how sorry they are. If you like case studies, interviews, and inside story of such exciting tales, follow CoffeeZilla and Spencer Cornelia in the links below. I unfollow the influencer, but I refollow her again. Sometimes you may want to keep an enemy closer, or genuinely believe that people turn over a new leaf after being very exposed of all the naughty things. So don't trust anyone that I follow on my Twitter, including me, as I could be wrong too. The crypto news of the month before the war that would break all headlines would be Reza Khan, real name Hatter Morgan, who also goes by the title Crocodile of Wall Street, who was caught for 3.6 or 4.5 billion Bitcoin money laundering, depending on where you read and when you read it. Hard to beat that price tag. While the world cringe on her rap videos, on the other side of things, I see the euphoria of having so much money that you just do whatever you want without thinking about others' opinion. Kinds of remind me many years ago when I saw a 40 plus or 50-year-old man wearing a Santa hat and dancing on the train. It wasn't even December. Either he lost it or he struck a lottery and feel like he's being on top of the world. It's kind of liberating actually. The extremely rich or extremely poor find it hard to find joy in life that they need to do something extraordinary. What will you do with that kind of money? Comment below. Recently found this ad while scrolling on my Facebook. Wow, Gary V's new NFT project. And when I click on it, this is what I saw. An immediate red flag. Counters running down upon just arriving from an advertisement. Usually Facebook advertising or advertising in general runs over a period of time, not at the exact day when you are already selling out fast. A scam website will try to create the urgency to get you to FOMO into buying it. A refresh of the browser and we are back to 6,000 plus. While Gary has verified that it is a scam, somehow some articles relate the scam to calling the actual project a scam. Moreover, it's a Facebook ad which can be quite hard to advertise, as advertiser most common complaint is that they get banned from advertising. Further investigation lead me to this guy, who happens to have an NFT profile picture. Twitter has rolled out its support for NFT for its paid users. Instead of a circular picture, NFT ones comes in hexagon shape. At the same time, he was getting called out by the real Bored Ape owner for using the profile pic. Ironically, the real owner doesn't seem to be a paying user of Twitter, so his was just a circle. But this further proof that NFT is not about the picture that you can copy and paste. And for Twitter's hexagon profile picture, you just need to be a paying customer with an NFT. The actual website is primeapeplanet.com. If you go to this scam website, primeapes.co, the links on the fake website will take you to the real project social network so as to trick you. Or maybe just because copy and paste is such an easy task, and be careful as the first thing you get onto the website, you will try to connect to your MetaMask wallet. Do not sign for anything in your MetaMask from unknown websites. Which brings me to the next topic. Social engineering at its finest. Phishing emails on OpenSea users. A group or an individual making use of OpenSea technology migration event, tricking people into signing a transaction that drains everything out of their account. While we can see transactions are taking place in an account, how many times an NFT change hands to which account, it's hard to track down the person behind the account if they choose to be anon. But in the crypto age, most people have no issue showing others what they have in their account. You can see mine anytime. By the way, this is what a frozen NFT looks like on OpenSea. Scam and hacks are happening as more and more money are lost, attracting even more bad actors, which all the more give reasons for government body to regulate the system. On one side of the world, we have protesters fighting for their rights, backed by crypto while having their bank assets frozen. On the other side, country with grains and gas could be above sanction with unstoppable power of crypto. A gun can kill, a gun can save life. It's just a powerful tool, but man fears what they can't control. Some people say that crypto is bad, they are used by criminals. The thing about money versus crypto used by criminals is that money is harder to track, while all the transactions of cryptos are being recorded, and anyone can play detective and trace the flow. I always wonder why mob bosses in movies would keep a ledger just waiting for police to catch them. Well, they need to keep track of their money, so why would they keep a ledger that you and me can access? Again, websites, email, social accounts, everything can be fake, but they can't fake the actual website link. Don't fall for an anchor text or mouse cursor tooltip. Knowing how to identify the real website address is the most basic yet most critical thing we can do to protect ourselves. Back to the RugPulls. Another thing about RugPull is that there are slow RugPulls or what I call cushion ones that might lead to a double RugPull. After a RugPull, some goodwill developers may continue in reviving the project. They may try to run another round of sales of a new set of NFTs. Those that got rug would get additional incentive to buy into it. If it picks up, then things could be good. If it fails to gain traction, developers might just give up. One such project is the Jet 8 Club. Initially a 8,888 collection, but the creators pulled the plug midway. Be careful when buying into derivative projects, meaning those that try to model the blue chip ones, especially apes. Some projects are slow to deliver values or what was promised, while some may be genuinely working behind the scenes, but when there's nothing to show, holders may start to lose faith and start to sell at a loss to jump onto the next opportunity. However, don't confuse a slow project with a slow rug pull. Even though their visible symptoms are the same, it's hard to tell the difference, only the creators know. One such project that is currently in such a state would be Pixelmon, raising 70 million in sales of its NFT. It was released in a drop auction format, DA for short, meaning that the auction starts at the price that the creator set, and the price will start dropping at regular intervals. Buyers can choose what price they will buy into it until sold out. There are some projects that utilize drop auction being frowned upon as a maximized cash grab opportunity. It's common for an NFT that people buy to be revealed after a certain period. It's like buying a blind box. Opening a legendary means that you can sell for thousands of dollars. Opening a common one, there will be people selling at a loss to jump onto the next opportunity. It can be a profitable strategy in the short term, but if you don't hold it for a certain period, it's unlikely that you will be holding on to a future Bored Ape Yacht Club. On reveal days, lots of buyers are shocked at the art. They bought right at the start of the drop auction at 3 ETH. In my previous crypto video, I want to be careful not to be buying a graphics engine stock assets project. This one is from Unity. This project was too much like Sandbox and Minecraft, which would also imply that there are lots of ready-made models. And somehow the gameplay video didn't really appeal to me, just a character riding a horse and running around. Really glad that I didn't gather money for it. Well, the creator promised to start working on the project now. Hopefully he can appease his customer. Seeing the anger, sadness and sarcasm and investigative work yourself on Twitter. Hope he's not upset by them and really deliver. Last heard he ran retail therapy, shopping spree for about 8 Konex Azuki. Hope he feels better now, only time will tell. Enough on the crimes of crypto. Another drop auction project, The Orbs by BT, a new concept for music NFT with a 3D object interacting with sound wave over water. The floor price being at 1 ETH looks impressive, but it's a drop auction that started at 11.11 ETH. Initially was only to drop to 8.88. The community was very upset and the creator allowed the price to drop to the bottom. But at one point, the creator even stopped the auction when the price goes too low, losing lots of credibility that art first, money second. Good thing later on, he resumed the auction, but I didn't follow through from then on. Maybe it's just me, whatever that has gala means that it's going to be overpriced starting out. There was this one project that I was very interested in, Karafuru, but I had to be on the public mint. In the end, I didn't get it. But I learned a valuable lesson. Not only you have to fight for the remainders after the whitelist sale, you have to fight with the processing speed of other users' transactions. The more gas fee you pay, the faster your Ethereum transaction goes through. I went to look at those who succeeded well. Obviously mine ended up failed with the error message exceeds sales max limit. Some winners are paying like 5 ETH, which is 15,000 USD alone for a 0.5 ETH NFT. Good thing that they bought two. And thus a reminder on the importance and advantage of getting into a whitelist to avoid a gas war. Either you grind for it or pray for a divine blessing. Talking about gas, finally I dig further on how people post the current gas fee on Twitter. Check on the link below if you don't know how. It will be useful for your next NFT buy or just to transfer Ethereum around. With that, see you in my next video. Bye!